Good afternoon, guys. Hope you're well. Same process as ever. We've obviously got the Zoom back for Premier League games. We'll start in the room and then we'll take anything on Zoom. So that's going to be a quiet one. We'll set an embargo partway through for 10:30 on Sunday evening, with it being a Monday game. Ben, when you're ready, please.
Thanks, Alex. Good afternoon, Pep. The big story, of course, today centres around Chelsea. I just wondered what are your thoughts from what you've seen of the situation unfolding there?
I don't have enough opinion, sorry. I saw headlines, but I don't know exactly the reason why, what happened. Let me a few more days to know exactly what's the reason why, what's going to happen, so I don't know.
It's one of your Premier League rivals. I mean, essentially they're being heavily restricted in what they can and can't do, both around the club in terms of not being able to sell any tickets above season tickets, spending limited around home games, travel cost and spend limited to £20,000 for away matches. I mean, when you consider those logistical challenges, how difficult would that be for someone like Thomas Tuchel to manage in that situation?
I said the same. I don't have an opinion. It's rumors and know what happened. I don't know what's going to happen next time. So, of course, for the position for the manager, for Thomas Tuchel and the players, so, it's uncomfortable and feel sorry for them because, they are there to do their jobs the best as possible. For the rest, I don't know. I have to wait.
Does something like this have the potential to change the balance of power in the Premier League?
I don't know.
And what about your preparations for Crystal Palace? I know it's a few days away yet. We spoke last night about squad absentees potentially and who you might have available. Have you had any update as to whether you'll have any more players to be able to call upon next week?
Well, like you say, it's still a few days before a Monday night game. We are in little bit problems because we don't have many players available. So hopefully, some of them came back at the end of the week. But today was regeneration training. The guys didn't play yesterday. Celebrate the qualification for the quarterfinals. And tomorrow rest and prepare 2 days the important game in London, like last year's, especially at home. But seeing the run that the Crystal Palace have right now, just one loss in the last 8 games in all competitions, and the physicality they have, the well organization they have, the quality up front, especially with Saha, and when they defend it, it's so difficult to break down. Good counter-attack. So Selhurst Park is always a difficult place to go, and it's a final for us, so we know it, and hopefully we can prepare Saturday and Sunday well to arrive on Monday in a good shape to face the opponent.
Hi, Pep. The Premier League is a global league, and obviously the owners come from a lot of different places. You've had a situation where you've been asked to answer questions that are not to do with football. Thomas Tuchel will have it now. Eddie Howe's had it. A manager is going to have to be sure that they're going to work for people that they want to work for, because you end up talking about subjects that are far removed from football.
Yeah, when it was the COVID, we should talk about the doctors and medicine, and the vaccines. So, we are the face of the club because we are here every 3 days. So you ask freely whatever you want, but you have to understand there are subjects that we don't know, and we don't have a 1 hour lesson to speak or talk what you are asking for. So I can talk about my club. Always I feel comfortable talking about my club. For me, it's difficult about last week talking about situation for Man United. So I don't know. I'm not there. Now the situation from Chelsea is the same. So I'm empathic enough to put in the position for the manager from Chelsea and the players, and must be an uncomfortable situation. But it was this morning headlines, and I don't know what's going to happen. So I prefer when I don't have a knowledge opinion about any subject, wait and this is, I think, what I have to do, because I don't want to say something was uncomfortable for Chelsea, for our club, or whatever.
I understand what you're saying. I appreciate the sentiment. It was more, if you, even about your own club, and I'm not talking about Manchester City, I'm talking in general, if there's something that you might have to talk about that's not to do with football, have managers almost got to do due diligence over the clubs that they are joining, so they feel comfortable talking about whatever they might
right.
get asked about?
You're right. Yeah. Looks like we are speaking here, you have to know absolutely for everything. So we are human beings, and you talk about what happened in Ukraine, have an opinion, but in these positions, why, the reason why is right now banned. So I don't know the reason why. Is for something wrong in the club, or for the war in Ukraine, Russia. So I don't know. That's why I want to wait. Maybe next press conference I will have more clear opinion. I would like to speak with my CEO, see exactly what is the reason why, what happened, and after I can talk more comfortable.
Hi Pep, nice to see you. With Conrad Egan-Riley making his appearance, does that send a really positive message that young players have a place here, that your system is working? You spend a lot of money on big players, but there is also room, and there's obviously a lot of work.
Yeah, they know it. Phil Foden is a clear example, and Cole Palmer unfortunately is injured, but he was already really involved with us, and there are other players that are coming up. Yeah, they have to work hard. Nothing is coming for granted. So if you want to do something, they have to earn it. I'm not going to give presents, so they have to deserve it. What happened with CJ was an exceptional position situation, because we have a lot of problems in the back four with suspended and injuries and illness. And he took the opportunity. He didn't do a mistake. And as a defender, he's a huge value. He's not the fastest one, he's not the tallest one, he's not, but at the same time, he doesn't do mistakes. He was not dribble. He anticipated the situation before it happened. And with the ball is always correct. And he judged it perfectly, helped us in this side, nothing wrong happened. And and the academy, that's why you are there. So to grow up, for the managers are there, and when we need him and we have an opportunity and he earned this opportunity, we will be given.
I hesitate to use the T word, but treble. The fans can dream. It's at the moment perhaps good that they've got a distraction, a welcome distraction to talk about. Are you talking about that treble, the continental treble? It's still very much on for you?
Continental treble? Sorry?
The league, the cup and the Champions League.
It would be an amazing achievement. Is that something to inspire you, to motivate you?
No, don't motivate me. Absolutely zero, but lower than zero. This is fairy tales. This is the reality is tougher than you suggest these kind of things, and you should understand that this all the sports and the sport in the high level is so competitive, it's so difficult, and what you have to do is try to win a Crystal Palace that they beat us in the first leg, and after we'll see. What I'm happy is that we are in quarterfinals, the best 8 teams in Europe, and this is it will be so tough, the opponent we are going to face, and I guess for the opponents it will be tough to face us. And step by step, now recover and increase our level, improve our level, what we have to do, and at the end we will see.
Thank you.
Hi Pep. Just when you say you're treating Monday like a final, is that going to have to be the mentality now for every game in the remainder of the season?
Always I in my mind, when we start to play the last 10 games of the Premier League, every game is a final. Yeah. When you have to play 35 games, it's not a final. But we arrive at 10 games left, it's a final.
And you often speak about the difficulties of having to play every 3 days. So is it helpful to you that there's 5 days between games for you this week?
But you are old enough to understand that this club in the last 5-6 years play every 3 days during 11 months. So it's not absolutely a problem.
I'll go to Mike Miney on the screen, please, before the embargo.
Hi Pep.
Hey.
Hope you can hear me okay. Just going back to the youngsters, some didn't feature last night. When they watch, for example, Scott Carson come on instead of them, a more experienced player, do you see that as motivation for them to learn perhaps from the disappointment and work harder so they get their chance next time?
Listen, one of the best advices I could give to young players is stay around to Scott Carson as much as possible in the locker room on the pitch. It would be better than be with me. They spend a lot of time and they listen him and listen to him and listen to him, and everything he says on the locker room, he pay attention, they pay attention. This is the best advice they can get, and the best learnings they can get about his future careers.
In terms of the advice he offers, what does he say to them? What can they learn from Scott Carson?
Listen, you have to be there to know him, who is him, and after that, I'm not going to tell you the advice. Every situation is different, but he's experienced enough. He lived many, many things. It's the end of his careers. Every second he training, every minute he gets on the pitch and off the pitch in the locker room is like, wow, give value, and just be with them. It's like the young actors have to be with the old actors in the set. So it's the same. Have to be with old people. They are wiser, and they have exactly what the values in the profession, the football profession.
Can I also very quickly ask you about the evolution of Patrick Vieira in the Premier League this season, his first season? I know they beat you at the Etihad. How has he developed as a coach? What have you noticed develop in his teams this season?
Well, the team we faced, it was really good. Always was difficult for us, Crystal Palace, especially at home, but away too, so always was so difficult. And I had the feeling, that time it was already good, with the intention to try to play, the intention to make high pressing. They could not do it much, but the intention was there. And after, like it was with Roy Hodgson before, when they defend in the box, they defend massively well. And I think through the month, now just seeing these details, in the last 8 games, just lost one in the last minutes against Chelsea. That means this doing really, really well. So Patrick knows perfectly the Premier League. Have been one of the best players in all time, midfield players all time in this league, and he knows the stadiums, he knows the media, he knows the smell of the competition in the Premier League, and it's a good advantage. And personally, I'm happy it's going well.
Okay, we'll set the embargo for 10:30.